Hi, McKenna. Hi, Jojo. How are you both?
Good.
How are you?
How are you doing?
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. And it's so excited to be able to talk to you for this film because I've got to say, watching the movie, I loved Spider and Jesse's sisterhood and the journey that they go on, of course. So, what would you both say you both learned from each other while you were making this film together?
From McKenna, I learned how to, be more open and how to listen because me as a littler kid, I talked a lot, but I didn't really know how to listen to people. And so McKenna, she taught me that and also how to play ukulele, which I'm now working on.
Uh-huh. I mean, JoJo is so in tune with like her emotions and her emotional side, and I just think that it was always so cool for like to watch, just to watch her perform. And so I feel like just getting to watch JoJo perform, I was always picking up on little things and I loved getting to watch her. And I mean, her dad is so amazing and I loved getting to watch them interact. It reminded me of being on like set with my parents and I was like, "Oh, even though my mom was there, but I'm like, "Oh, it just reminds me of being her age." And I don't know, it's just JoJo reminds me so much of myself being on set. And so I don't know. I loved watching the way that also JoJo interacts with people. She's so sweet and fun and kind.
Oh,
Thank
that's amazing. And this film does go to some very dark places, but there's a really sweet moment early on when Spider and Jesse share some candy after going wild in that convenience store. So, how much fun was a day like that on set for you both, given how heavy the material is elsewhere in the story?
That was a fun scene. I'd say that was probably one of my favorite scenes to shoot with JoJo because we just got to have like a good time. Instead of like having a good time like in between takes, we were just sitting there giggling and chatting and eating candy and junk food, which was like, come on, that's a blast. That's like every teenager and kid's dream.
Yeah, like it wasn't even acting. It was just we got to hang out and I got to steal candy from her and it was a lot of fun. That was for sure one of my favorite scenes.
Amazing. Because emotionally, you both do have to go to some really dark places. So, how do you both prepare for those days on sets? Does it help to have each other to fall back on, or do you almost have to go into your own spaces to really get into the mindsets of these characters and what they're going through?
I found that it was helpful to work off of JoJo in our scenes. I remember at the end of the film, I had a scene where there was like this fight and all of these things, all of these wild things happened. I don't know what I can and can't spoil, but at the end of the film, I just remember like holding JoJo and just like petting her hair and just crying and just I was just like, "Oh, it's gonna be okay." I was like, "What am I so upset about right now?" Like myself, I was just like, this is just like, I don't know why I'm like crying so hard. But no, I felt like it really did help to have JoJo there. She's brilliant.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
really easy to work off of McKenna because she's so talented and she is really great at controlling her emotions and it's so amazing to see somebody do their work so well. And, when you're in a scene like that with someone so talented, it's you don't even have to try. It just happens.
Aw.
Oh, fantastic. And McKenna, I spoke to you for Captain Marvel in 2019, and I think you must have been roughly the same age as JoJo back then. And of course, since you've done Ghostbusters, Handmaid's Tale, you've got some big projects like Hunger Games and Scream on the way. So, with that experience under your belt, did you find yourself taking JoJo under your wing in some ways, knowing what obviously it's like to be a young actor starting out in Hollywood?
Feel like in a way, I feel like JoJo will, even though we don't talk as much as I like would love to, because I feel like JoJo will always be my little sister, and no matter like how long we go without talking, JoJo like will always be my little sister. Like I'll always have her back and I will always be here for advice or anything that she ever needs. But I feel like she like has so much figured out. Like just meeting her on set, I was like, oh, she's like gonna be fine. She's gonna be great. She's just like she really is just so from the minute I met her, I was like, she's just so like intelligent and so good at what she does. Um, so yeah, I feel like I'm always here for advice, but I was like, what does she have to learn from me? Look at her go.
Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing to hear. And just finally, I'd love to know, as I said, I think this is such a fantastic story. What are you both proudest of when it came to telling this story and making the film together?
Well, it's a very, important story that has to be told because even though it's not a true story, it happens to a lot of people. And these kids, when their parent is absent, um, they'll go into foster care, and foster care usually doesn't take two sisters. They don't take the siblings together. They'll only usually take one. And so just thinking about being separated from her again, like if she was my actual sister, man, that would be terrible. That would be horrible. And yeah, it's so great. It was so great to work with her. Like she's such a kind soul. And even if we did have hard scenes, she always made it feel so light and like just amazing.
Hmm. No, I think that it was beautiful to get to make such an important film together. And there's nobody else I could have imagined doing it with than Jojo.
Well,
That's wonderful to hear. Well, Mckenna, Jojo, congratulations on the film. Two absolutely incredible performances, and I cannot wait for people to see it. So thank you for taking the time today.
thank
Thank you
you.
so much. It was